Reincarnation, afterlife. Do you believe in reincarnation? I do. And I'm convinced I'm reincarnation of Christopher Columbus. I'm going to prove you in a moment why I do believe it. You know, a couple of centuries ago, Columbus from Europe wanted to go to India, and he landed in America. A couple of years ago, I from India started my journey. I wanted to go to America, and I landed in Europe. So here I am, the Asian Columbus. People in Klagenfurt or Austria often ask me, how did you land up in Klagenfurt? And I have an answer. I said, I have a state-of-the-art navigation. So do all of you. It's the heart. I followed my heart. Let me tell you a story about an epic battle between a blind man and the cripple. They were sworn enemies, and irrespective of what they said, did, or they didn't do, they ended up fighting with each other. One day in this village, there was a raging inferno, and the entire village ran to save their lives. Everybody except these two people, the blind and the cripple. Obviously, the blind man could move, but he had no sense of direction where to go. And the cripple knew where to go, but couldn't move. And then something miraculous happened. These two enemies decided, if we want to survive, we need to become friends. And the blind man picked the cripple, put on the shoulders, and the two of them walked out. Safe. Now my question is, who the heck is this blind chap, and who is the cripple? The mind is the blind person, always calculating, has the power to act, but lacks the direction. And the heart is the cripple, always knows where it wants to go, is unable to do so. And only when the blind picked the cripple and put on top of the shoulders that they were able to walk out of this misery. What happened? The heart sat over the head, and then there was no more misery. And this exactly is what I want to share with you. I want each one of you to hold on to this metaphor of the cripple on the blind man, and we'll come back to it a little later. Let me tell you about a small train journey that I did 15 years ago. To be honest, it's a train that I missed. And at the spur of the moment, I took a decision. I am not going to stand and wait for the next train. I'm going to walk on. So, what do? A stupid mind thinks in terms of possessions, and an enlightened mind thinks in terms of utility. So I reduced all my possessions to whatever I could carry on my back, and I started walking. And as you know, for every journey, you need a destination, a goal. I had two goals. One was a vague goal. That was to go to the place where I wanted to go. And the other was a specific goal. The specific goal being, I'm going to walk till these 500 rupees, approximately $10, they stretch and stay with me. When the money is over, the journey is over. That was the specific goal. And as I started walking, 3 profound philosophical questions came to my mind. Question 1, what am I going to eat when I get hungry? It's an important question. The second question was even more critical. Where do I sleep when my feet get tired? And the third one was really dangerous. In this God-forsaken Himalaya countryside, where do I find a clean toilet when I have to go? And today I tell you, these three questions, if we could answer for every person on this planet, what a wonderful world it would be. We are still trying to find an answer, but let's go on with this journey. And what did I discover over this journey? When I got hungry, I had the courage to go and knock on a stranger's door. And believe you me, I found strangers opening their doors, giving me food. Some of them even let me sleep in their house or on the veranda outside. And these couple of nights when I slept on a bed of grass with a blanket of stars, I slept so peacefully. Subsequently, I also discovered that societies operate as a vibrating human network. Once I accompanied a marriage procession as it went from one village to another village. It was a journey over 5 days. Every evening, we landed in a new village. Instinctively, the villagers would come and distribute this wedding party. 10 of us would go to one hut, 7 to the other hut, and the entire village would be our guests for the evening. They gave us food, we slept, and we went on. And for the first time, I realized that marriage in India is not a relation between two persons. It is not a relation between two families. It is a bond that joins the entire community. I learned a different lesson. I learned that it is safe to go and talk to strangers. At least you would discover a friend, and at best, it might change your life. The other lesson that I learned, that people that you meet and the relation that you live with them shapes the world in which you are living. I also discovered that we live in a constant conflict. In life, we are always faced with choices. So are each one of you today. At the end of this day, when the TEDxKlagenfurt is over, and you walk out of this hall, there are two roads available to each one of us. One is what we already know, and something that we do not know. One is the road of the heart, and other is the road of the mind. And the heart and mind are in constant conflict. The mind has all the questions, but the heart often has the answers. The mind is constantly calculating. It is a very cunning businessman. What do I give? What do I take back? But the heart is a gambler. The mind wants to avoid uncertainty, and the heart wants to live dangerously. This is a choice that we are constantly faced with. And let me give you a tip that will probably help you find the answer in a very easy way. We live in a city that has wonderful signage and maps. And we all have a roadmap in our life. When each one of you would follow the roadmap of your life, you would definitely reach your destination. But when you start trusting your heart and decide to do without a roadmap, you will find your destiny. Either way, keep walking. Thank you.